Right, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. With another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. Just currently in the practice session, as you can see here, for the Pro Dirt Racing League 75. This is the Dirt Super Late Models. I was going to say Dirt Pursuit. Dirt Super Late Models here at Kokomo Speedway for the KMKZ Kamikaze Promotions Nationals, the Hell Tour 2025. I always struggle with that. Jordan Gibson, thank you for the follow over at Facebook. Appreciate you, brother. Let us know who you are here to watch, and we'll make sure they get out on the screens. We do have...
You sit on a throne of lies.
We do have some some qualifying coming your way. Devour Worm in the chat. I actually managed to catch him straight away this time, but only because he used one of those cool voice audio blips. Welcome, brother. Jaden Sheehan Gaming has liked as well. Let's get down to the track, actually. Let's have a look at some times. Get you nice and early this time. Yeah, making sure that, that way I have no excuse not to notice you here, brother. Thank you, appreciate it. This is the second last race of the season. The Kamikaze Promotions Nationals Hell Tour has been, is an 8-week long Super Dirt Late Model competition. This is week 7. This is the Pro Dirt Racing League 75 laps here at Kokomo Speedway. And next week, we wrap it up with the finale, the iRacing Dirt Memes 100. So that is going to be quite interesting. All right, there's Anthony Ehrman. He's one of the first cars out for qualifying. Oh, actually, should we run the ad real quick? That should get us all the way through the broadcast. Should be fine. I went live a little bit earlier than I normally would. I normally don't go live until the qualifying. So once the intro, everything gets done, we are good to go. But here we are. Let's try and get a better camera angle. Kokomo. We don't have a track map for Kokomo. Ooh. A bit of a big mouthful. Where's my coffee? Braden Carter, thanks for the like also, brother. Devour Worm also meant to say big respect for the diplomatic after race talks from last week. You handled it very well, mate. The late finish part. Yeah. Look, honestly, coming in to the league, I did kind of expect that to be a possibility. Just due to some of the quality of drivers like this, and once you get up to a certain skill level, the how do you put it? There's just certain things that aren't considered. But no, I think that one, and especially with some of the talks coming into tonight's race with Grady, that, yeah, a lot of them are quite happy to sort of let bygones be bygones and just move on to this week's race. Speaking of Grady Ehrman there, Cody Anderson is our quick time 12.277. Brooks Bennett 12.378, 12.398 for Jordan McLean, the top 3. This is going to be a tight and fast track though, so there will be contact. It's just, I guess, how deep that contact is and how it sort of appears intention-wise on the screen. Looks like about 13 cars have registered for this race. Matt Ford, the only one not out on the track with a time. Robbie Milburn, quick time 12.004, 12.094 for Michael Carter. Last two cars out on the track, really just trying to use that track as much as possible. And almost cracked the 12-second mark here at Kokomo Speedway. Whoa. Jonathan Higdon, thanks for the like over at Facebook, brother. There's a car out there. I'm just trying to find. There he is. The 07 Matt Ford. Oh, it must have blinked out. Oh, she's good. Welcome, brother, over at the Twitch side of things. Thank you. We're just wrapping up qualifying for the Kamikaze Promotions Nationals Hell Tour. It has been 6 weeks of Super Dirt Late Model. Dirt Super Late Model. Oh my God, it's far too early. I had one of those nights where, you don't sleep for ages and you get to like 4 o'clock in the morning and then you just have that really awesome sleep, but you wake up and you're like, no, just another hour, please. Yeah, that was me. But that was because I stayed up all night playing video games with my boys, Shriff and Grubs. Griff and Shrubs, I'm really struggling this morning. Holy shit. If Shriff or Grubs are in the chat, I'm definitely going to know about it very soon. All right, looks like qualifying has finished. All right. Our first of 2 heats tonight before we get to the sorry, I closed my microphone. Before we get to our feature race, the 75 lapper here at Kokomo Speedway. Robbie Milburn, Grady Ehrman are going to be on that front row. Let's see, Derek Houston, Jordan McLean, second row. Ethan Sprague and Jaden Sheehan on that third row. Matt Fort will be on that fourth and final row. Probably not rolling off the grid there. I wonder if he's having some issues. No, there he goes. Alright, better get some of this coffee into me so I can liven up before we get to our 75 lap feature race. I'm going to need to be able to talk then. She's good. Where's our FTG league commentating? Yeah, well, look, obviously I didn't reach out to them and offer my services. They didn't really reach out and ask for that, so I wasn't sure if that was something they wanted to do. I know that some of the guys sort of wanted to keep it a bit, not private, but I know that obviously iRacing can dox you name-wise. So I think there was some concerns there of maybe having people's names broadcasted on Twitch. But no, I've been doing this for ages before Fat Duck even. Robbie Milburn, Grady Ehrman, they are off to the racing at lead in Heat 1 here. Normally follow the leader, Kokomo tight and racy, so might put on a bit of racing for us here. Back behind them though, we've got Jordan McLean, Derek Houston, Jaden Sheehan, Ethan Sprague and Matt Fort. 7 cars, Heat 1. This is the inside line for the feature race that will be determined. The winner will start on pole position. Second will start second row, third row, fourth row, so on and so forth. I changed my nicknames, so not sure. Good stuff. I did say that. I know that with it because I use SDK Gaming for some of my extra info that the drivers can provide. So yeah, it's good. All right, Robbie Milburn still our race leader, lap 5 of 8. 4 in, just 3 to go now. As we hit lap 6, Robbie Milburn looking to take out the pole position start here tonight. Let's try and get a little bit closer. We'll watch Grady Ehrman. He was a part of a very, very tight finish last week, looking to redeem himself and sort of get it back to racing. track map, unfortunately, so we can't really track the guys where they are at the moment. White flag a lap, Robbie Milburn coming down this straightaway. Yeah, there we go. The checkered flag, 8 laps in for heat 1 is done and dusted. Our inside line has been decided. Let's look at those results. 7th, looks like it's going to be Matt Ford. Wide Open Motorsports, Ethan Sprugg in 6th. 5th, Jaden Sheehan. Derek Houston in 4th. Jordan McLean 3rd. Grady Ehrman in 2nd. But there can only be one winner. Our pole position starter for the feature race tonight, Robbie Milburn. Congratulations, Robbie. Let's get over to the grid for Heat 2. All right, we can see there Michael Carter, Cody Anderson. That will be the front row. Brooks Bennett and Brandon Marlowe on that second row. Third row is going to be Anthony Ehrman and Adam Adama. Let's see how these boys go. About to get this one underway. Our second of 2 heat races before we get to our 75 lap main event. Oh, Michael Carter, he is our race starter in that race, and that did not mean to rhyme, but it did. And he got a leap off of the front of that pack. Oh, no, I don't like to turn it to TV1 cams in this track. It's too close. Drop around the track a little bit. Michael Carter our race leader, Brooks Bennett 2nd, Cody Anderson 3rd. There we can see Brandon Marlowe, Anthony Ehrman and Adam Adama as well. Peter Nuda has followed at Facebook. Thanks, Pete. Let me know who you're here to see. We'll make sure they get seen on our screens. Feel free to say hello in the chat. We don't bite. I like a bit of banter, so feel free to give me a bit of grief if you like. All right, lap 5 of 8, 4 in, 4 to go here. We're just about to the final 3 laps of this heat race. Michael Carter still at race leader. This man on our screens, Brooks Bennett, is in 2nd. So that 28 car there is Adam Adama. Lap traffic in heat 2. As we come around, white flag a lap for Michael Carter in the 15 machine. There we have it, 8 laps of heat racing completed in heat 2 as well. So the outside line, the inside line, they have been decided. Michael Carter will be starting along that front row alongside Robbie Milburn. Let's get to our official grid. All right, Robbie Milburn and Michael Carter on the front row. Grady Ehrman and Brooks Bennett will be the second row. Third row is going to be Jordan McLean and Cody Anderson. Derek Houston, Brandon Mullo on that 4th row. 5th row is going to be Jaden Sheehan and Anthony Ehrman. Then we've got Ethan Sprugg and Adam Adama on that 6th row. On that 7th and final row by themselves, though, Matt Ford. Let's get these boys lined up. 75 laps ready. This is going to be an interesting one. Kokomo, quite a tight track. Ooh. Ooh. So I didn't bother mention it because it hasn't been taken advantage of in the last few races. But if you do start on the first 2 rows, row 1 or row 2, so So starting positions 1 or 2, 3 or 4, then you do have the choice to go to the rear of field. If you do go to the rear of field and then you do win this race, you will pick up bonus points in the championship as well as, I believe, $10. So it looks like Grady Ehrman there taking that, the hiccups show up at the worst time, taking that rear of field EOL. He has gone to the back. Is he going to try and prove himself in this race? Let's see how he goes. Looks like Matt Fort has not taken the track. So just 12 cars, 6 inside line, 6 outside line, 70 laps of racing battle. I thought it was 75 laps. Why does that say 70? Oh, it is meant to be the 70. I was wrong. See there, Robbie Milburn, Michael Carter, Jordan McLean. That's the top 3. Brooks Bennett's just outside that top 3 with Derek Husted in that 5th place. The yellow flag has come out. Let's have a look. See if we can't see what cars may have come together. So Brandon Marlowe, Cody Anderson. That might have flown on. Oh. There we go. Yeah, the 42 gets around, the 37 gets into him, the 3 gets into him. Not quite the clearest caution for us to check out, but going to get this one lined back up. Robbie Milburn and Michael Carter that front row. Jordan McLean, Brooks Bennett second. Third row, Jaden Shannon, Derek Houston, Ethan Sprague and Grady Ehrman in on the 4th row. 5th row will be Brandon Marlowe and Anthony Ehrman and Cody Anderson, Adam Adama on that 6th row. This is the Pro Dirt Racing League 70, all part of the KMKZ Promotions Nationals Hell Tour 2025. Super late model action. 591 quickest lap just before 12 at 3:45 by Robbie Milburn this time. So you get those cars up to speed. I was kind of hoping that coffee would sort of wake me up and liven me up a little bit, but it's just sort of gone, yeah, what ifs. Ugh. Not already any Red Bull to back it up. Robbie Milburn, Michael Carter, Jordan McLean, Brooks Bennett, Jaden Sheehan, the top 5. Derek Houston's fallen back to 6th place. Ethan Sprague up 4 spots from his starting position into 7th. Brandon Marlowe and Cody Anderson battling it out on the leaderboard. We can see there. The Ehrmans, Grady and Anthony, 10th and 11th. Adam Adama back there in 12th. Ethan, Cody Anderson, that looks, the 28. Looks like Adam Adama unfortunately hitting that infield tyre. 42 and the 77, they were looking like they were going to come into contact there. 77 is Ethan Sprague, the 117 on the leaderboard. It's the 77 on our screens. Under a quarter of the way into this race. 70 laps will be our racing total. Oh, sorry about that. Coughing a fit. Oh, caution has come out. Second one for the day looks like Adam Dharma. Not as experienced here at Kokomo with the super late models, so was asking for some advice, but good on him for getting out there to try it out. Oh, it looks like the 01 might have actually just clipped him on the way past there. Caution for the night. We did expect a couple here at Kokomo Speedway. It is a tight, tricky, racy track. 13 cars in this battle. Second last race of the season for a championship battle. So a lot up for grabs at this stage. No one really wanting to concede anything at this stage. Oh, it looks like off we go. Michael Carter with a slight lead on that start there. Robbie Mulbert's going to fall back to second. Jordan Sheehan, Jordan McLean, Brooks Bennett. They're all pretty tightly packed here. Let's try and get out a little bit, maybe wider. No, that is as wide as we're going to get without going too wide. Still the 12 cars in this battle, 24 laps in. Still 45 to go. Carter is our race leader. Robbie Milburn in second. There's our third place driver, Jaden Sheehan. Brooks Bennett's fourth. Brooks Bennett. Don't need to add the extra S on the end of his surname. Oh, another caution out. Let's see if we can see where that one might have been. Might have been Brandon Marlowe. 37 machine there. Oh, thought he hit the tyre, but nope, not there either. Oh, that car, the 3 car, just got a little bit of an angle to it. That's Anthony Ehrman, and they were able to come into contact. Oh, that is my coffee officially done. Now I'm sad. Jason Satterfield, thanks for the like, brother. So it looks like it's going to be Michael Carter, Milburn front row, Brooks Bennett and Jaden Sheehan second. Ethan Sprague and Jordan McLean in on the third row. Cody Anderson, Derek Houston fourth row. Fifth row is Grady Erman and Brandon Marlowe. Anthony Erman and Adam Dharma, the sixth and final row as we get this one back underway. Coming up on lap 30, very close to the halfway mark of this 70 lap battle. This is the Pro Dirt Racing League 70, the 7th round of the KMKZ Promotions Nationals Held Tour 2025. Super Dirt late model action. /117 Ethan Sprague in fourth place. Jaden Sheehan in the 5 machine behind him. Derek Houston 01. Up ahead of them is the 11 machine. That's Brooks Bennett. Those you just joining in, this of course is the KMKZ Promotions Nationals, the Hell Tour. Dirt Super late model action over 8 weeks of racing. Just this one, the Pro Dirt Racing League 70, and next week the iRacing Dirt Memes 100. Lapper to the side of the champion. The 5 and the 77 definitely going to come into contact there. The 01 and the 77 as well. It's going to shake that top 5 up a little bit, but the 77 did get back up to speed. The 01 did manage to get something going through a little slider there, but all that did was sort of put him back up the high end of the track. The 15's there. 5-car battle here. Well, it was always going to come unglued when that sort of starts to happen, and there we go. Ethan Sprague, the victim in that one. Me. It's Piggy Bob. Oh, we got a band invader. We got a bot. Where's it? It's over at Twitch. That's not a bad username. Compassionate Distortion IP. Yeet him away. We don't need to worry about cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Alright, our fourth caution for the night. Lap 38 will be our restart. Michael Carter, Robbie Milburn, front row. Derek Houston, Brooks Bennett behind him. Third row, Grady Erman and Brandon Marlowe. Jordan McLean and Jaden Sheehan on that fourth row. Fifth row, Anthony Erman and would be Ethan Sprague, but he is in the pits. Adam Dharma and Cody Anderson would be on the sixth row, but Cody Anderson has retired alongside the not taking the track at Matt Ford. 11 cars remain, only 10 of them currently on the track. Adam Dharma 3 laps down. Can he get himself up into that 10th spot? Let's find out. Third caution out straight away. Don't quite see where that one was, so we'll just leave it as is and regroup. All right, here we go, and racing off the card of Brandon Marlowe, Robbie Milburn, Derek Houston, Brooks Bennett, sorry, Grady Ehrman, Jaden Shan, Jordan McLean. No flags stayed out though. Let's see. What does the telemetry tell us? Where's the green flag? Start. There's the yellow. Oh, it looks like it never made it to green. All right, while we're just getting this one reset and ready to go again, I'm just going to go grab a bottle of water. I will be back in just 1 moment, folks. All right, we're off and racing again. Back to where we need it. Lap 44 of 70, almost done. A little bit of contact there for Derek Houston, Grady Ehrman, and looks like Robbie Milburn as Grady moves his way up in to second. Robbie back to third. Derek's in fourth. One, 5, and the 77. Battling it out. The 5's going to join in on that mix. Branson Woodward over at Facebook. Thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate you. Just keeping an eye on the leaderboard as well. If you don't have the track map, just keeping an eye on that battle between Robbie Grady and Michael Carter. Crow's Nest 45. Appreciate you also with the follow. Over at the Twitch side of things. So BobbethTV is live Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So any of those websites / BobbethTV will get you on our, will get you seeing our screens. So you do have the choice of following via your preferred method and watching. Obviously, Twitch is the main platform. That's where all the customization is and all the fun little commands and stuff that you can do during the broadcast, play sounds, whatnot. But you do have your choice. Or the 11 and the 5 getting a bit caught up there. Brooks Bennett, Jaden Shan. Why are we still here? We're still here because it is a 70-lap race at Kokomo Speedway, and we just saw the 11 Brooks Bennett get destroyed there as he got caught up in the wall. Let's try and go back and watch that one play back out. There he's there, the 5 and the 11, a little bit of contact there. The 11 went low, tried to slide up between the 5 and the 77. Wasn't any room. And just got caught, thrown up into the wall. The contact brought that front right off the car. And that will bring us to our latest caution. The official caution count is currently at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is our 6th caution for the night. We knew it was going to be tough here at Kokomo. A tight battle to come. Bottle of water up there. No, that's not the bottle. thought I did with me. Ah, so they're behind me apparently. Make sure you stay hydrated, folks. Good old H2O. Oh, we're still on the replay screen. Get back to the live screen, Bob. Just better get going. Green flag racing. Here we are. Actually, green flag racing. Lap 53 of 70. It is a crazy, crazy group up the front. You've got Michael Carter, Grady Ehrman, Derek Houston, Brandon Marlowe, Robbie Milburn, Jordan McLean. Just trying to think. There's Jaden Sheehan part of that. I'm not sure, but at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 cars in that pack. Chug. Yeah, look, that's one skill that I have held on to throughout my life, my young adulthood into Bobdom, is my ability to chug anything. I do have to fix my mic filters up, so if any of that chugging did come over the microphone, I do apologise. But you can't just sit here and chug. Robin Milburn was our race leader at the first half of the race. He's fallen back to about 4th place right now. Derek Houston just ahead of him. Jordan McLean behind him, and we can see the nose of Jaden Sheehan as well. Yellow flag has come out. Adam Dahmer still 4 laps down in 11th spot, having a bit of an incident there on lap 57. Let's have a look. Well, technically lap 53 for him. Looks like it just got a bit loose, went to grab it, and didn't quite get it set as that caution comes out. All right, we're definitely coming up on the dying stages of this race. That caution, lap 59. Our restart will be lap 60. Just 11 more laps to go. There are 11 cars in this battle. Adam Dahmer currently in 11th. Anthony Ehrman 10th. Ethan Sprague in 9th. Brooks Bennett in 8th. Brandon Marlowe currently 7th. Jaden Sheehan at 6th. Our top 5. Jordan McLean in 5th. Robbie Milburn in 4th. Derek Houston at 3rd. Michael Carter 2nd. And our race leader restarter, Grady Ehrman. Let's get this one underway. This is the battle. This is how it sort of came down to last week. These top 3, Grady Ehrman, Michael Carter, Robbie Milburn, and it was insane. There was contact, there was a crash. They basically skidded it over the line. They could not get it any more closer if you tried. Let's see what the finish is going to be like here tonight. 10 laps to go. All right, Grady Ehrman's race led. It got just under half a second, about 3.5, 4 tenths of a second lead over Michael Carter, Robbie Milburn back there in a second. Jaden Sheehan, Brooks Bennett, Jordan McLean looked like Derek Houston there as well. This 4 to 7 is very tight. Like Derek tried to put that car in front of the 11. I think not the 11, sorry, no, it would have been the 37. Brandon Marlowe, the 11's well ahead of him. Oh, caution out. Jordan McLean in that one. Oh, looked like he might have hit the wall. Caution had already sort of potentially been called by that stage, but yeah, he's limping hard there. Remember, just one more race to go before we decide the Kamikaze Promotions National Tail Tour 2025 champion. That will be at next February. Near. I've forgotten already. Let's have a quick look before we continue that thought process. February, the iRacing at Dirt Memes 100 of February next weekend. That will be week. That will be the championship round. Oh, let's see if we can get the championship points up. Nope, won't give me the championship points. Never had that feature work properly for some reason. Alright, it's just 5 to go. We're going to stick up the front. We're going to watch this one play out. Grady Ehrman, Michael Carter, Robbie Milburn, Jaden Sheehan, Brooks Bennett. So Jordan McLean has gone to the pits. Anthony Ehrman's going to move up to 9th. Jordan back to 10th. Adam Dahmer might not have enough laps left to get that extra position. Wait and see. It's the dying stages of this battle. 2 to go. 26 minutes into our feature race. It's been a very quick feature race considering there has been some cautions. Kokomo, pretty hard track. But we are here, white flag lap. This is the last lap. Grady Ehrman is going to take this one out. Much more convincing fashion than the week prior. Michael Carter second. Jaden Sheehan is going to finish in third as we await our official results. Just wait for those results to come in. We'll get those up and then we'll jump over to the Discord for an interview. All right, there we go. There we go. There's my results button. There it is. All right, so we know Matt Fort did not take the field, so he will finish officially in 13th. Cornerstone driver Cody Anderson in 12th. Jordan McLean 11th. Adam Dahmer in 10th. Anthony Ehrman in 9th. 8th. Robbie Milburn. Wide Open Motorsports Ethan Sprague in 7th. And Hot Lap Heroes Racing's Brandon Marlowe 6th. And our top 5. Derek Houston's in 5th. Houston's, I got an S there. Sorry, Derek Houston in 5th. Brooks Bennett 4th. Jaden Sheehan in 3rd. CSC Motorsports driver Michael Carter in 2nd. But Grady Ehrman gets the job done, winning tonight's race with one more round to go. Let's get over to the Discord and have a chat. Before we do, let's get things set up for that, Bob. There we go. All right. All right, we're going to start off, and I hope I pronounced this surname correctly, Jaden, but Jaden Sheehan in 3rd. Was hard charger for the race. Not sure if qualifying was going to be something that you were going to try and sort of work on, but obviously you started in 9th, which would imply a lower order finish in the first heat. But you wasted little time in that battle. I was watching that battle from, say, 3rd, 4th, all the way back to 7th or 8th, and that was quite hectic. Sometimes 4 wide, sometimes really grouped up. Weird sliders, weird little blocks thrown in there to try and sort of hold people up, and other people were able to grab advantage of that line. Obviously, a podium finish. I'm going to say the race went to plan, but how much of that race was planned and how much of that was just, holy crap, hold on, let's do this type of racing, Jaden?
Uh, First of all, you did pronounce it right. It's Jaden Sheehan.
Excellent.
But I don't know. Tonight was unplanned through and through. Like qualifying, I before qualifying even started, I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. The car would float up, hit the wall, and I'd bounce down, and I just could not stay out of the wall, which is what happened in the qualifying.
Mm.
And my second lap was just the one that stuck, and I definitely could have had a better time, but the car just floated up, hit the wall, and then would bounce back down. So I just kind of was trying to be very gentle on the throttle, and even doing that was no success. So I ended up actually putting a 98 restrictor in it tonight, which I think maybe helped me save a little bit of tire and keep up with the guys who might not have put a restrictor in, who might be using a little bit more tire. And I think that was the game plan going into it. Is if I could just save the tire, I should be fast in the late game. So other than that, everything I was just racing the guys how I was raced.
Hmm.
98% of everybody was racing clean. It was fun. There was a one controversial move that I returned the favor on, but I was
Yeah.
not trying to I wasn't trying to get caught up or dump anybody, but I just kind of got pinched all the way up into the wall and had no room to run. But I
Yep.
was on the binders. I was trying to not do that, but you win
Yeah.
some, you lose some.
Look, and
So
we did see, obviously, we have had mention of the finish from last week, and the closeness in the racing, obviously leading to some really competitive battles. We knew coming into Kokomo, it is a bit of a tighter, tougher track, so there were going to be some more direct battles and things like that. But that's all you can really do is whether it's on purpose, whether it's just someone who makes a choice and it doesn't work the way that they thought it was going to, and sometimes you've just got to repay the favor to just sort of go, hey, that's what it feels like, that's why we don't do this, and move on. And look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your run, patience all the way. Like I say, there was a lot of other really good drivers that could have just as easily finished in the top three. Brooks, Derek, Robbie unfortunately fell down a few spots. Ethan had a bit of an issue early on, Brandon as well. But I feel like, and we hear it a lot, not to say that you're not a good driver, but I feel like a lot of drivers would rather be lucky than good. And I feel like that was what happened in that instance, in that any one of you guys from third to eighth could have been in that third place position. But when it was all said and done, you were the one that held on. Do you find racing the high line here at Kokomo is better for you? The low line, I know a lot of people like it, but that infield tire, those infield tires can they look like they're a little bit further in the burn than they are, and they can jump out at you. But were there any concerns tonight about having to run against the grain?
that's honestly where the game plan had started. I was really surprised how the track kind of came in and it just stayed on the top all throughout the night. But I was totally mindset game plan was run the tires for as long as possible and just kind of catfish around the bottom, but the bottom just kind of never took shape and never actually came through. So I just kind of followed the leader, and I think that's where patience and irritation started to get through kind of some of the field. And
Yeah,
there was no passing tonight.
yeah,
I would see a car mess up in front of me, get into the wall. I would come down just to try and get a run on them. You're just spinning your tires all the way down the backstretch. There's just no grip, especially to try and even get a run. So
yeah.
your best bet was hope the person in front of you either started on the bottom on the restart or simply just had a bad run and chose to go down lower so you could get that run on the outside. And that's where my patience came in tonight. I let the racers do what they were going to do. I stayed true to my line,
Mm.
and I just found the right openings at the right time.
That's it. That will. Congratulations, mate. Just one more race to go. It is a doozy. The iRacing Pro Dirt. No, this is the iRacing Dirt Memes. This is the Pro Dirt Racing League one. iRacing Dirt Memes 100 at February next weekend. It's next week. I keep saying weekend when it's next week. That one is going to be a doozy. That one will be for the championship. So I think, given the points and stuff, that might be a bit of a Grady versus Michael battle. But what I always task all the other drivers with is some people like to stay out of it. Go, oh look, I'm not in the points battle. I don't want to be that guy. Be that guy. Go in, get as much of those points next week as you possibly can to make the other two really work for those 2 points battles. So that it's one of those things where we don't know who's really going to be in what position before the checkered flag. So wish you the best of luck. If there's anyone out there that's capable of really upsetting this championship run between those two, it's definitely you're one of them, Jaden. So thanks for putting on such a superb season of racing, and we do wish you the best of luck. Before we let you go, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to for making this funny little world we live in possible?
Shout out to you for broadcasting. I know it was
Thank you.
kind of a big deal of getting a broadcaster for this series, so definitely shout out to you. And Fairbury's the home track, so we're looking to put on a show next week. Points, I don't even think we're in the running, so this was my first top three of the series, and I've tried my best, but these sets are just a different battle in their own. But my sponsors are Majula Sea Speed Shop, Warrior Racing, Warrior Wraps. Shout out to all those guys. Any other time, they're the ones who make this car as fast as it is. But this series, it has not been the driver. So shout out to those guys. Outside of this, shout out to Robbie. Shout out to the other guys running the show for putting this on. It's been a great show. It doesn't matter if I finish first or last. You know, I'm out here having fun with these guys, and they've been absolutely stellar to race with just because they're top tier competition. And, you know, it's fun to race against somebody who can go out there and win each and every night. Shout out to Racing Boys YouTube channel. Go ahead and give him a look. He goes to eat tracks all over, films whatever you guys want to see. Give him a subscribe, like, comment, and shout out to sweetvictoryapparel.com/Jaden Sheehan Gaming. Go ahead, check out some merch. Get you something.
Grab some caps and some t-shirts and a hoodie. Now that sounds awesome, man. That's you got a good crew behind you there. It's often find that that's probably the best thing I do enjoy about this is the groups and the teams that sort of get formed along the way, and you know, obviously you're bringing something to them, but the added effect that they get from you get from having that extra knowledge. Likewise with the collection of drivers here, you know, throughout the last 6 weeks of racing. No matter how good you are, you're going to come out at the end of this competition just being that little bit better, whether it's because you've had to lift your game to defend a run, or you've had to lift your game to sort of elevate your racing to you know, level up to those other guys. But no, you all never fail to put on a great show, so I do appreciate it, and look forward to you guys next week.
Definitely want to give a shout out to Adam Dama.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be as fast as these guys, but he's definitely given his heart. He's been kind of DMing me, getting a little bit of pointers. Shout out to him. You know, it takes a lot to want to come in each week and face some of the best in the business. And, you know, he shows up. He's here to learn. He's here to put on a show for everybody else, just like anyone else. So shout out to Adam Dama. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah,
So
that's how I've been pronouncing
yeah,
it, so I hope so.
he's exactly where I was short 4 years ago. You know, I joined the sim looking for help, and, you know, you find the right community. Everybody's willing to give you that help. So if you're new to this, or if you aspire to race a league or any of that, I recommend go ahead and, you know, just join one. Everybody in there is willing to help. Anybody is willing to give you some pointers, tips, and but shout out to him. I know he probably doesn't get the limelight of being in a podium spot, but, you know, shout out to the little guys, because
Definitely,
they're the
definitely.
ones that are going to be the up and comers, and soon he'll be on the podium, and he'll be sitting right where Grady is.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I know that you know, there's a large number of names on this board that have basically taught me how to drive a late model race car, and you know, I still won't jump in a super late model. So for Adam to jump in a super late model, which is a very tough race car to master, let alone you know, let alone learn in, and race against some of this high level competition is, yeah, it's a testament. It's a testament to him and his. You know, we wish him definitely all the best of success. There's always that little underdog in all the different leagues that you sort of see that yeah, they just need to there's that glass ceiling. Once they can break through it and get that load off their back, they just sort of become that next level driver. And I think, yeah, Adam is definitely very close to if he hasn't already sort of gotten that place in other leagues, he's definitely in the right place to learn. All right, my man. Look, I will let you go. You enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Congratulations on that podium finish. No mean feat at all. And we'll see you on our screens again next week at February for the iRacing Dirt Memes 100, the finale.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you. All right, we're going to jump straight up to Grady Ehrman now. It looks like Michael Carter unfortunately had to bail. I know a lot of the guys do have a couple of other races going on, so we do apologise, Michael. Congratulations. We'll give him a big shout out, CNC Motorsports. awesome second place battle. He had a really good challenge with this man up the front, Grady, but was not able to sort of get any capitalizing done. Was that sort of was that the plan? I mean, obviously, it's a stupid question. Was that the plan? Get the car in front and leave it there? Yes, it was, Bob. Was that the goal though? Was it? Did you think that if you can get that car in front of Michael, that you can make it wide enough with 70 laps to sort of hold him behind you? Was there any concern that you were, you know, a bit overdriving at the start and maybe not going to have enough tyres or anything at the towards the end? Talk us through that race, Grady.
Well, I just started off to a slow start. I'm going to take the EOL from the start. So.
Oh, you did too. I noticed that. Yeah, so bonus points and $10 coming your way, my man. Congratulations.
It was the penalty from last week. I don't know what they're going to do with that whole situation. But,
Yep.
I mean, if it would play out like that, that would be cool, but I doubt it would. So, just had a slow start with having to get that EOL right away, and
just had a rough start with that EOL and whatnot. So,
oh, so the EOL was that a designated EOL, not so much a you picking the
yeah
the
the penalty from last week, but
yep.
hopefully it would work out for extra points. But
yeah,
would, so.
Yeah, look, it's well, look, I'm gonna this is my opinion, but just do it, Robbie. Just bloody do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Me
okay?
personally, I think at least hard charger would be nice since I went all the way to the back. But either it is what it is. But
yeah,
just I honestly had something to prove for myself tonight, and just wanted to show that I could not just wreck my way up to the front, which I didn't. I finished the race with a 0x, so I bit my time and avoided what I could, and just drove it like I stole it, and
yeah. Look,
did what
old
Scott Bloomquist did at
That is very true. But yeah, no, look, it was very much there was a few stories sort of going on in this race. One of them will use the word redemption, but not because you did wrong last week, but just because obviously there was that racing finish. We talked about it last week. It was brought back up again in the chat, but it was more brought up on how well it was handled. Yes, there was some anger. Yes, there was some contention, but once it was all sort of said and done, everyone had gotten to the same page and was sort of like, okay, next week. And so whether it was penalty or not, I sort of thought, it was a good look having you come from the back, because it sort of just reinforced that, look, if you were, look, I was going through last week when I was talking to Robbie, there are a bunch of drivers that Robbie and I have come up with that we know are those types of drivers. And if we said their names and compared them to any other people that you think are like that, they're nothing like that. They're a world apart. And I think the fact that, you could have easily been that driver. You could have come out this week and gone, all right, this is what they think, this is what I'll do, type of thing. But you didn't. You race from the rear to the front, and some of those races like that, I've not seen late model competition so tight between that third and almost seventh or eighth spot. Like for any of you guys to get through that field, for Robbie, tough luck for falling back through it. Derek and Brooks managing to make their way up in it. You were up there as well. Yeah, that's where the race was. If your knuckles weren't white and you weren't sweating by about lap 50 because of that battle and onwards, then you have no heart. Your heart is cold, because that looked tough as heck. Were there any times there where you thought, yeah, nah, that's it, this one's done? Or were you just sort of like, let's just keep our cool and just don't panic, don't overcommit?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been sweating since lap 1. It's too hot. But no, I knew I was gonna get up to the front. I was confident in my ability to get up to the front as long as I can keep my nose clean. I knew I had a fighting chance to get back up there. That's just not being me cocky, but it's me being confident at the same time. So I knew I was gonna get up there. I knew getting past the top 5 guys were gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but I just was pretty smart this race and kept my nose clean and kept everything under control and kept my composure under control, and I was just able to kind of get up and going. And I even texted Michael in the race. I said, I apologize, but I got to go, man. And he mic'd up and said, you're all good. So I was glad I got to race him. I mean, and to kind of climb up to the field with no major incidents or anything like that. Just kind of proves that last week was just kind of a fluke thing. I understand it looks intentional, but it really wasn't. So, just kind of glad we got up here and didn't have to do it with the whole drama. So,
No, look, it was a great race. 75 laps at Kokomo, always going to be tough. And you know, like you did in the Discord. I think that was big respect. Sort of, look, this is a race. We know Kokomo is going to be tough and fierce and close quarters combat. Um, so let's basically like we said last week. You're only as good as the current race. So let's put that one behind us. This is the race. This is what we're going to expect. Let's not take anything to heart and just leave it out there on the track. And you guys did. It was such a great race. I think 7 or 8 cautions all up. But Kokomo, geez, I think that's the over-under right there. So probably less cautions than a lot of us would have expected. But yeah, February next week, 100 laps. That one is going to be the doozy. That to me is the outside of Eldora, which I consider sort of more the super speedway of dirt racing of late models. I feel like February is the late model track as far as I'm concerned in terms of racing. Some people prefer Cedar Lake and stuff like that, but for February, I just think it just provides some awesome racing. So really looking forward to that. Obviously, don't give away any pending tips or tricks, but if you've got some ideas on what you want to do in that race, how you're going to handle it.
uh, 100 laps. I mean, I
Yeah.
like Fairbury more than Kokomo. To be quite honest with you, I hate Kokomo with a passion in my heart. But I don't know how I did it today because I truly hate this track and how it is. But Fairbury, I mean, I was just watching a video of the Crown Jewel a couple years ago with Bobby Pierce and them, and it kind of got me an itch to race there. So I'm excited to race there. Not excited for the beating and banging that's gonna happen there because it's bound to happen. Like I said in the Discord, I mean, it's a tight track. You're bound to beat and bang. I mean, I'm going in this race with no grudges. So I
Mm,
mean, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. What happens in the race happens in the race. So
but
I'm
that's
just hoping to.
you go.
What is that, buddy? I mean, I want to keep my composure through that whole
Mm,
race. 100 laps is a long time, but it is a small track, so it'll go quick. So I mean, you want to preserve your time. You want to save a little bit, but you can't save too much because you're gonna get lapped real quick. That's not a big track. Kokomo compared to that's pretty big. So we're gonna see how that goes. Plan it by a year. Um, hopefully, just keep our nose clean and stay up front with the championship run and get a championship win. Would be something I can add to my stat sheet. I've never won a championship points series, so be pretty cool to do that. So looking forward to
well,
that.
Well, look, you're definitely on the way there. You've put in a great sort of run home to build that finish. One more race to go, so we look forward to that, and we do wish you all the best. Only one person can win it next week. Well, actually, we can have 2 winners next week. We can have the race winner and the championship winner. So, look, I have little doubt we'll be talking to you in some capacity when we get to that point. Before we get there, before we wish it all away, friends, family, and sponsors go into doing what we do. Who do you need to give a shout out to for making all this possible?
A huge shout out to everybody on the admin team who puts us on, and obviously you for putting on the broadcast. I mean, I love sharing it out to my family who watches every week and supports me doing this. So really thanks to you and everybody over on the admin team. I know we've had our issues with certain people in there, but
Mm,
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm over it as long as they're over it. So, um, shout out to all them. Huge shout out to NLRA, Nick Leinart Racing Association, Fusion Setup Shop. Huge shout out to Valley Contracting, UDTV, Third Gen Aquatic Sipes, Lawn Care, Sipes Driveway Seating, Juju Suites, and I know my girlfriend and my girlfriend's parents are watching, so thanks to them. My mom, my dad, stepmom, stepdad. Huge shout out to them. Um, I wouldn't be here and racing if it wasn't for my family and with having them support me. It really means a lot, and it's cool to kind of do this virtually. I want to do it one day in person, just
mm.
for the meantime. Just doing it on here, and it means a lot for them to support me and watch. So always thankful for them, and once again, thank you for putting on a stream for that. So.
No, that's my pleasure, my man. And yeah, good team behind you. Yeah, look, I like how accessible it is because I'm such a wuss. I won't get behind the wheel of a real race car, so I can do this virtually. But the fact that we have guys that basically just swap real life seats for virtual seats, interchangeable. I think it's great because it does allow this sort of sport to be as accessible to us But for those of you that are got bigger balls than me and want to get behind a real life one, it just bridges that gap a little bit. The simulation world and the technical world are so similar now that people are able to sort
Right.
of do that. It's good, and I'll settle for the virtual world. You guys can have the real world. There's a lot of different drivers that I broadcast that do race cars, and we do try and
I
sort of
do.
check in on them.
Right. I do want to say shout out to Michael Carter. He just won at a local speedway around me. So shout out to him.
Oh, excellent!
Um,
Yeah.
Also shout out to Third Gen Aquatics. Not sure if I said that.
Mm.
Just a lot of logos on the car. I don't want to forget, but
That's
huge shout out to Michael Carter. So
no, definitely big shout out to you, Michael, and anyone else that does race, whether it's virtually other places or in the real world. Best of luck to all of you. Feel free to advertise your page or any of your sponsors on the BobbethTV Facebook page, things like that, because that's how I check you guys out. That's how other guys get to see it. So I've got a few real life races that I do get to check out and watch every weekend, or see the highlights from, or the in car cams, and I love it. I get to see you guys do well virtually, get to see you guys do well on the real life racetrack, and I'm so lucky. It's such a joy. So it's awesome. All right, my man, I will let you go. Congratulations on the victory here tonight. One more round to go, so we'll see you again next week. How we talk to you in what capacity, that part is up to you. But as I say, I have little doubt we will be talking again one more time next week.
thank you, man. Sounds good. I really appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you. Talk soon. All right, that was our victor here tonight, Grady Ehrman, in the Pro Dirt Racing League 75. Sorry, 70, not 75. I added an extra 5 laps on for no reason. We only have one more round to go. The iRacing Pro Dirt Memes. The iRacing Dirt Memes 100. I'm sort of rushing because I have to go do something really quickly and urgently. But before we do, what we'll do is we do have a few Twitch viewers. So if you want to quickly jump over to Twitch, if you're on Facebook, Kick, etc., jump over to Twitch. We're going to raid out to another iRacing driver, Signature Esports. They're currently in the WBD Diecast Truck Series, powered by the Sim 500 iRacing League. Currently in lap 52 of 80 at the Auto Club Speedway. So we're going to go jump over and check that out. And we'll be back again Sunday night, Gen 3 V8 Supercars for the 420 Oz Sim Racing League. Why isn't my raid working? Here we go. Now it's lining up. Thank you, viewers, for jumping on. So we'll jump over to Signature Esports and check that one out. Thanks for viewing, guys. Love you all. Bye.